core after core after core.
With that change in the sediments came a change in these clams and mussels that lived there and told us immediately, okay, this was a lake and this is marine. These shells would have been immigrants coming in from the Mediterranean. So there had to be a connection between the Black Sea and the rest of the oceans at that time.
Radiocarbon dating revealed all the saltwater shells pulled from the cores were from the same small window of time, around 8,000 years ago. Could this be the undeniable evidence of a massive influx of saltwater into the lake? A lake that would have supported a large human population before the flood. Had the world even seen a flood like this before? And was a flood this size even possible?
Every body of water has the potential to flood. It has the potential to overflow if there's a shift in the balance anywhere in the water cycle.
Whether triggered by torrential rain, hurricanes, or sea level rise, every body of water can overflow its boundaries.
Okay, now we have watched the proof, freshwater mollusk and seawater mollusk and the plant life, and they carbon dated it. It is absolute evidence. We will watch a proof from another team, the people who found Titanic. They went also to the Black Sea and they studied under the sea what was there. We will watch now. This is another team. If they find rectangular shaped stones, it means it is man-made.
Ballard's first feeling is one of relief. The pictures sent back by Little Hope revealed details they hadn't seen before. Shape not usually found in nature.
These are stones, man-made stones under the Black Sea.
It's not a pipe thing, difference. Look at those blocks. Those look like stone blocks. Zoom in on that. Zoom in.
There was no sea before. It was people living under the Black Sea. And the flood came suddenly and they were destroyed. You see, this stones is man-made under the Black Sea. It's not natural. If you find rectangular shape, it means there were people under before the sea came. When the flood came and they were dead. This is another proof that the flood happened. Now they will try to take a sample from there and carbon date it to test it. This is another group.
Notice flood are one and the same. but he senses he's close to filling in a missing piece of history. All he needs to do is retrieve a fragment of the past with a machine that wasn't designed for it. Little Hurt has been rigged with a canvas pouch. It can't hold the stone blocks, but it may be able to snag or scoop something small from the side.
You got it. You got it. Okay. Yes. All right. The drama goes on. I think we need to come in. You ready?
Little Hurt returns from its mission bearing its precious cargo. Inside the pouch are a few cupfuls of soil and a few objects made out of wood.
This is wood,
The samples
man-made wood under the Black
analysis
Sea.
and carbon dating,
They carbon dated it 8,000 years old.
and that may provide the first definitive answers to questions everyone is asking.
You know, finding the Titanic, finding the Bismarck, that's not science. That's a hunting trip. You use your skills, but it's a hunting trip. This is science. This is where you end up where it takes you. Wouldn't it be wonderful if it's a definitive answer? I mean,
Okay, now we watch the proof. We have watched the proof that there is a flood, and we found the stones, the people, and we will see if there was a culture. What kind of a culture they were. They were advanced, not advanced. We will show a video now that they were a super culture. They found cemeteries, 200 bodies, dead bodies. Okay, they buried their gold with them. And we will see what kind of, they have a culture, or they didn't have advanced technology or something like this. We will watch. Near the the Black Sea, they found a culture, a buried culture, and they dated it was 8,000 years old culture. What kind of a culture? Before the Egyptians, before the Sumerians, what kind of a culture is 8,000 year old culture? These are the people of Noah.
One of the largest populations at the time.
Look. Look again. This is the opening of the Black Sea, the Bosphorus Channel. But before it was opened like this, it was like this. Look. It was narrow. It was a lake, small lake.
This would have been
They checked it under the sea.
now to this huge freshwater lake. It would have been filled with settlements, farmlands.
This is another team. He brings evidence.
All changed when the floodwaters hit.
Swollen by the mega flood, water from the Mediterranean begins to pour.
It was a small lake. It was freshwater lake. When it became bigger and when the flood came, it bring with it salt water. Because of this, now it's salt water sea, the Black Sea. Before it was a lake. We saw the proof.
Pour into the region, transforming the once fertile land into a saltwater sea.
This is another team.
Simon Bobson meets Konstantin Cherev, who in 2011 took part in a survey of the Black Sea that produced an astonishing find.
When we scanned the seabed, we found some formation that's really unusual. It was sort of a round hill, and that's not very common for the Black Sea. So we decided to send a probe and take
They drilled also, they took out the sample, small chips of wood, 8,000 years old, the same age. Tiny pieces of wood, they carbon dated it, it's 8,000, the same. This is 3 teams now.
Where did it came from? The most exciting scenario is that this water hill is actually an ancient European settlement. It has a shape and size and height, it exactly matches the settlements on the ground we found all over Eastern Europe.
Chereb is certain an area that's now under 90 meters of water was once dry land.
Absolutely, I'm 100% positive about it.
To find out more,
Now he go to the museum near the Black Sea. Look what they
rare
found.
access to examine an incredible archaeological find. Unearthed from a nearby
This is the culture of Noah's time, 8,000 years old
over 200
culture.
skeletons, along with a spectacular treasure trove of gold.
Look what work they made that time. The Egyptian copied from them, the Romans.
Risto Smolenov believes this precisely made jewelry is proof of a surprisingly advanced civilization.
For instance, those are two separate gold objects, quite different, and still they fit perfectly. And this is more than you can expect from a culture 7,000 years old. It is a superculture.
It's amazing how precise their measurements were in a culture that is so ancient.
Smolonov's calculations suggest gold plates like this were used as the template for the accurate design of the jewelry, and that the dimensions of these plates later became the basis of the measuring system used by the architects of the Great Pyramids of Egypt.
This sacred measure is 2,000 years older than the pyramids, conceived of and implemented by the hidden superculture responsible for the Pharaoh necropolis gold.
It's a superculture.
The superculture was living right in the mega flood's path.
But they were drowned from the flood.
And he believes the exodus of these people played a crucial role in the development of Western civilization.
I think the migration of the superculture that followed some of the catastrophic events that took place here is responsible for the migration of knowledge as well.
If Smolonov is correct, it is possible that the scattering of this ancient population may have sowed the seeds from which the Egyptian and Greek cultures eventually grew, 2,000 years later. Simon Boxall is also convinced of the profound effect this mega flood had on humanity.
This flood drove apart a burgeoning civilization, possibly one of the earliest we know. And yet, this flood could have been the catalyst that led to our modern civilization. And it's for this reason that I believe that this ancient flood deserves its place amongst the world's top 10 natural disasters.
Okay, now we have watched, we have proved that the flood happened, and there is proof. 3 different teams. One, he made carbon dating, one found stones, one found archaeological evidence, one he drilled under the Black Sea and examined the mollusks. 3 teams, they tell the same things. One didn't tell different. We are sure now that the flood happened. Now we are sure, we have proof. All the myths that the cultures speak, it is true, because we have the proof now. But the important thing is not the flood. The important thing, how it happened. It rained or something else. It's the rain or something else happened. This we'll study. How it happened. It rained 40 days and the people drowned. Here, when we are watching, we saw big waves coming. We didn't see rain. We will study this.